Hey y'all, what's up? It's Tim here with D&D Guide Service. I'm gonna try this. It's really windy out here today, and I'm on Sheldon. There's really no place to get out of the wind, so I'm gonna try this with my headphones and see what happens. But I owe y'all a fishing report for sure. Haven't done that in a while, so I figured I'd do this and go ahead and get back to y'all and give y'all some information. First and foremost, I actually got some information from guide for the saltwater from Mariel Selesky. I don't know how many of you actually know him. He's a really awesome fisherman down by Galveston. He sent me a report saying that fishing's been pretty good along deeper structures, deep cuts and points. He said he's had his most luck coming on the backside of a falling tide and the front side of an incoming tide. He's just been whacking them that way. He said top waters have been pretty good, and then small paddle tails, which actually lines up with what we've been doing. So anything small paddle tails working pretty well. We've been using real small paddle tails in the lights to represent those little bitty shad. They're really feeding heavy on those shad right now. Also, just a little tip for y'all that we've noticed that we caught some of the bigger trout on is pink. Pink is working really well right now in the lights. So if y'all are going out to the lights, you want to catch some bigger trout, not the smaller ones, but the bigger ones, definitely try some pink. Swim it up through those lights and see what happens. So thank you to Mariel for giving us some information. Hit him up on Facebook, shoot him a message. He takes people out all the time. The dude can just straight up fish. Another report we got from another friend of ours that fishes a lot is the Highland Reservoirs from Kyle Schroeder. Sorry, Kyle, I don't even know if I've ever said your last name. Schroeder. Anyways, we were talking to him. He fishes a lot by Stillhouse, Belton, the Waco area. He's over there a lot. He was saying that the fishing was actually kind of tough for a while. He was finding them more on deeper channel swing banks and stuff, using finesse tactics, drop shots, Ned rigs. It seems to be the ticket is what he said. It's been a couple weeks though. Kind of talked to him and been watching him since, and it looks like the bass are moving up on the beds in the Highland Reservoirs from everything we're seeing. So if you're in Central Texas, Highland Reservoir is part of Texas, go fishing for the spawn. They're moving up, they're spawning for sure. Definitely try flipping in there. Another little thing you should try is your power shot. If you've never flipped in a little power shot on a bed, give it a shot. I bet you'll catch some more fish. Lake Conroe is actually working pretty well right now. It's hopping. We've been catching quite a few fish. Some post spawners, spawners. Northern part of the lake's a little bit warmer, it's a little dirtier. They're definitely catching them on some post-spawn shad patterns up north, as well as spawners. I was flipping for spawners a couple days ago, and they were all over the place. So if you're fishing Lake Conroe at all for bass, definitely get out there. Post-spawn, spawn pattern, more of the shallow areas, shallow secondary points, things like that. The hybrid bass are actually really good on Lake Conroe right now. If you like to eat those big old hybrids, now's the time to go get them. We like to go out to the lights and get them. We got a couple lights that there's generally a bunch of hybrids sitting on. So if you want some food, you want to come get some hybrids, just give us a shout and we'll take you out for sure. Crappie are pretty good on Conroe right now too. They're mid-depth to shallow, anywhere between 15 and 10 feet all the way up to a couple feet of water in the vegetation. The crappie are really starting to get thick up shallow, so that's good. And that's all over Lake Conroe. And as far as the white bass goes, the run's kind of done on Conroe. There's really not a whole lot else we can do as far as white bass goes on Conroe. It's kind of over with. We'll still chase them, but right now we're really chasing the hybrids and stuff for eaters. Catfish on Conroe are good. Cut bait, stink bait. They're just kind of biting everything over there. Sorry about that. There we go. Lake Livingston, bass fishing's still pretty good in the creeks. Mainly stick around the creek areas and the mouths of the creeks right now. Definitely a spawn, post-spawn pattern. The catfishing out there is really good right now. If you go up in the creeks, the flathead catfish are biting pretty good in the creeks from what we've been told. Excuse me. Lake Fairfield has been doing really well. The bass are chewing up there. The water temperatures in the high 50s, low 60s, so they're right there at that spawn, late pre-spawn. They are fat and they are eating. If you are going to Fairfield or thinking about Fairfield for bass, now's the time. Those fish out there, they seem to just love moving baits. Swim jigs, buzz baits, crankbaits, chatterbaits, you name it. They'll whack it over there. It's kind of cool. You can get some clear water up on the north side of that lake, and you can get some dirty water on the south side with vegetation. So you really kind of pick your poison on Fairfield. Excuse me. Gibbons Creek's actually fishing pretty good as well. The bass on Gibbons Creek, they are definitely in a spawn, early post-spawn pattern. They're really good up in the creeks and the vegetation. So on Gibbons, if you find vegetation and wood going in the creeks and back in the pockets, that's where you want to be. Gibbons, of course, they hate frogs out there, so throw a frog. They also like, your typical Cincos and crankbaits, but a frog just seems to piss those fish off, and it's a lot of fun to fish out there with a frog. The white bass out there are kind of slow. They're average and slow, but the crappie are pretty good. The crappie have moved up a little more shallow on Gibbons, so if you like to crappie fish and you want to go out to Gibbons, now's a great time. Live minnows are always a great thing for crappie, and then chartreuse jigs have been working pretty well as well. And then the catfishing is pretty good out there. Cut bait, live bait, more towards the dam area is generally where we fish if we go for catfish out there. So stick to that area or deeper holes, but definitely cut bait is working the best out there right now. If there's any other lakes that you want us to add to this report, sorry, we just we go around and we fish and we get what we can, but if there's other lakes you want to add to this report, or if you've got fishing report for us that's got some good details and you've been catching good fish and you want us to include it in our report, definitely shoot us a message. Give us some information, and your information we'll mention you. If you're a guide, we will absolutely put your channel and your information out there on ours. We love supporting other guides and people that love to teach people how to fish. Hopefully this report give you a little help where to go if you want to get out fishing right now during all this crazy virus stuff. It's a great way to self-isolate and quarantine, is get out on the water where people can't bother you and catch some fish. So hopefully this helped. Sorry for the delay. It's just been a really busy few tournament swings, and then we've been having to deal with our regular jobs and trying to get everything squared away for all these quarantines and shutdowns that seem to be happening right now. So get out there, fish, enjoy this time with your family, enjoy the time on the water while you can get it, while you don't have to go to work every day. Stay safe, stay cleanly, and we will see y'all next time. Thanks. Oh, and be sure to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Thanks, guys.